the time has come, my friends. The Black Sabbath. Favorite to least favorite, according to you. But before we go into your picks, and I want to thank everybody out there, some very similar to my list and some very not similar to my list. Very interesting choices some of you had for your favorites. And some didn't get any votes at all, which I'm pretty shocked about, and I'll talk about that. But before we get into your votes, which is more important than my votes, let's go through mine first, and then we'll go through yours. Let's do this. All right, here we go. At number 19, my least favorite Black Sabbath album, 13. Did a review on it if you want to know what I feel about this album, and every album on my list. Just check out my review, but I will just give a little short reason why this is all the way at the bottom. I don't like it. I'm sorry, Black Sabbath to me isn't a band that would rehash their stuff. They never did it before. It sounds very rehashed and the drums sound too safe. Seriously lacking Bill Ward, and to me you can't have the original Black Sabbath without any of the four. It's just not the same band, and that has been proven for history. There's no Black Sabbath album that sounds like the original four after Never Say Die. So number 19 and my least favorite is 13, and I'm sticking by it. Now 18, I'm going with Forbidden. Now Forbidden I don't think is a bad album. I think it has its moments, but stacking it against everything above it, I'd have to put it as number 18. It does have its moments, but then it has its moments that I don't like. And I understand Tony Iommi is remastering or redoing it. I don't know what he's doing with it. So I look forward to seeing what he does with Forbidden, if he can improve it. Hopefully he can, because I think some of these songs are really good. All right, number 17, Cross Purposes. Not a bad album. I kind of dig this album, but it's hard for me to pick Cross Purposes over everything above. Another Tony Martin album. And I love Tony Martin, even though all these albums are down toward the bottom. That's Tony Martin, including the next two coming up. So Cross Purpose is a cool album. It's just not as good as number 16, Tire. I really love this album. This is where they got a little more power metal. I love that song, The Sabbath Stones. Good shit. I love Tire. It's a great album, even though it's so low on the list. Number 15, Headless Cross. This one is a fan favorite. A lot of people say it's the best Tony Martin album, and I disagree, but I think it is a great album. And if you want to know more about it, check out the reviews. So number 14, not intended to be a Black Sabbath album. It is the 7 Stars, supposed to be a Tony Iommi album. Then they made him change it into a Black Sabbath album with Glenn Hughes. I think it's a great album. I especially love the title track and In For The Kill. And it's just I think it's an awesome album, but you know, very down on the list. Number 13, yes, it's the first showing of the original Sabbath, Technical Ecstasy. Yes, my least favorite Black Sabbath with Ozzy, but it's a great fucking album. Other than that song She's Gone, not a big fan of Rock and Roll Doctor as well. But man, Moving Parts Stand Still, You Can't Change Me, my favorite. Dirty Women, Gypsy. I love this album, but I love 12 More, Dehumanizer. Very underrated as an outsider, but rated properly for the hardcores, because a lot of people love this album, as you will see on the fans list. But it's a little down there because I like What Comes After More. And I know some people won't agree with this one, but at number 11, I like Never Say Die more than everything I've talked to so far. A lot of people consider it the worst Black Sabbath album or the worst with Technical Ecstasy. I really do love this album. I think it's underrated, and actually maybe it's a timeline thing, because this is the first Black Sabbath album I bought when it was brand new, and I absolutely love it. You know, Junior's Eyes, the grossly underrated Air Dance, Swinging the Chain, title track, Johnny Blade. Oh man, Over to You, Shockwaves, great fucking album. I love Never Say Die. Now this will be controversial because I'm going to pick this Tony Martin album, I may say, over that one, The Eternal Idols. I think this one's underrated just across the board. I think it's the best album they did with Tony Martin. I think it's a solid album, and I think it's incredible, and I know a lot of people ain't gonna agree with that, especially considering the votes you guys had. There's a lot of albums I mentioned that a lot of people picked over Eternal Idols, but I stick by it. Eternal Idols is what kicks off the top 10. At number 9, Born Again. Now, man, I mean, you know, you might say, God damn, Born Again all the way down there. So what? I like shit more than Born Again, but what bad thing can I say about Born Again? I'm one that has no problem with the production on this album. I know a lot of people bitch about it. I love the album cover. I know the band bitched about it. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's a phenomenal album. I love it from beginning to end. And it deserves to be in the top 10. Okay, at number 9, Paranoid. Yes, the most popular album from Black Sabbath. It's the one that sold the most. It has so many classic: War Pigs, title track, Iron Man, Electric Funeral, Fairies Wear Boots. Not a bad album, not a bad song to be found. Planet Caravan, absolutely love it. Number 8. At number 7, I'm gonna have to go with Mob Rules. Now this one I do think is very underrated. I think it's overlooked because of Heaven and Hell. It's pretty much a sister album to me to Heaven and Hell. Fucking amazing album. I love it. Favorite song off that one would probably be Falling Off the Edge of the World, but there's not a bad song to be found. E5150 could be shaved a bit, but that's just me. Love it. At number 6, Heaven and Hell. The debut with Ronnie James Dio, the perfect album. Die Young, Lonely is the Word, title track, Neon Nights, Children of the Grave, Evil Woman, Lady Evil, Wishing Well. Jesus, what a great album. Walk Away. It's the perfect album. But you see, I am more into organic, even though I think it's perfect and I love it and I give it a fucking 10. I'm more into the organic stuff, so going into the top 5 is all original Sabbath, which is my favorite band of all time. So of course, call me biased or call me what have you, but at number 5, I go with the debut album, Black Sabbath, the birth of metal. A little more, you know, not so, you know, metal 24/7, but it has a lot of metal on it and a lot of bluesy stuff. Love The Warning, the Ansley Dunbar Group cover. Oh my God, I love it. Title track, title track, Black Sabbath. The song that started it all. The Wizard, Wicked World. Oh, I can go on and on. Every song on it, solid. Absolutely love it. At number 4, the third album, Master of Reality. Again, every album I'm about to list, I love every song off these albums, so there's nothing for me to say a low point. But Master of Reality, Jesus, my favorite, featuring my all-time favorite Black Sabbath song, Children of the Grave. Masterpiece. At number 3, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, a masterpiece. This is where Sabbath really got more experimental, even more than Volume 4, and it's just a beautifully constructed, great fucking album. Love it. And number 2, Sabotage. Yes, you know, making this list is difficult because it could change from tomorrow. Tomorrow could be Sabotage will be my favorite. Sometimes Master Reality is my favorite, but Sabotage today is my second favorite, so you all know what my favorite Black Sabbath album is. But a shout out to Sabotage. What a great fucking album. At number 1, yes, Volume 4. Most of the time, this is my favorite Black Sabbath album. Yes, I don't mind changes. I don't even mind FX, even though that's technically not a song, but Jesus, Under the Sun. Cornucopia, are you kidding me? Snowblind, Wheel of Confusion. Love it. Masterpiece. All right, so now let's go into your pick. The viewers that I had pick songs, so now we're gonna go through your list. Let's check this out. Let's go. Now, there's 3 albums that got 0 votes, and some also albums got the same amount of votes, so I'll put those as a tie. So tied at the very bottom, I'm not going to list these by number, is nobody voted for 13, which is, I guess, not surprising to me. Nobody voted for 7 Star. Well, you know, I mean, I think it's a great album, but, you know, technically it's a Tony Iommi solo album. Maybe that was a big factor. And nobody voted for The Eternal Idols? Holy crap, that's why I always say The Eternal Idols to me is the most underrated album in the whole Black Sabbath discography. Shit, I named this channel after this album. Nobody voted for The Eternal Idols, which I'm not really disappointed because I am one to accept one's opinions. So hopefully y'all can accept my opinion on the list that you saw of mine, but let's go on. All right, tied after those at the very bottom. Geez, maybe I should number these. Okay, I edited it and added numbers. At number 13, a two-way tie. Even though I didn't add any live albums, somebody picked Live Evil. So Live Evil got 1 vote, and so did Forbidden. So Forbidden and Live Evil both got 1 vote. So that's at number 13. At number 12, we got a 3-way tie. All 3 albums only got 2 votes each, and that is Technical Ecstasy, Never Say Die, and Cross Purposes. All 3 of them got 2 votes each. At number 11, a 2-way tie with Tire and Born Again. Both got 3 votes each. At number 10, Mob Rules got 4 votes. Number 9, Headless Cross got 5 votes. Number 8, The Humanizer got 10 votes. Number 7, Paranoid at 11 votes. Number 6, Heaven and Hell, 14 votes. Number 5, the first Black Sabbath album with 13 votes. Number 4, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath with 20 votes. Number 3, Master of Reality with 23 votes. Number 2, Sabotage with 27 votes. And number 1, Volume 4 with 29 votes. As you can see, my list kind of mirrors the top 3, or top 4, I think. Maybe even top 5. I don't know. I don't have my list in front of me no more, but the rest is pretty scattered. So there you go. Favorite to least favorite Black Sabbath albums according to you. So again, thanks everybody who voted. You all fucking rule. Just as much as Black Sabbath. Yeah, that's how much you rule. Thanks for watching. And leave your comments below if you disagree with the list, you agree. I know I'm going to get a lot of disagreements on my list. But hey, remember, if you disagree with my list, look at the fans list. I'm sure you're going to disagree on some of you will as well. And I should shut up now. So thanks for watching. Later. Black Sabbath rules.
Thank you.
This video has been brought to you by Miami Metal Merchant. For your metal needs at competitive prices, visit MiamiMetalMerchant.com. Tell them Dr. Fuck sent you.